Watch out for Gwen.
But it was absolutely horrifying. I mean, to see her in a seizure state, not being able to think or do anything, not knowing what that meant was absolutely horrifying in every way.
Today, Gwenny's a different girl. Alex, like any parent, needed answers.
I felt I had two choices. One was to completely go mental breakdown. Two was to kind of delve into it and understand what was happening to her.
She was diagnosed with epilepsy and was having around 40 to 50 seizures a day. They ranged from tonic to myoclonic.
Even if she wasn't having a seizure we could see, she was having constant epileptic seizure activity in her brain.
Called subclinical seizures. Because of the frequency, these are the ones that could cause brain damage. They did CT scans right away, and the results of the EEGs were alarming.
Almost constant subclinical seizure activity, which means there was basically, in layman's terms, misfiring going on all the time.
She was on 9 different medications.
Kept hoping the next one would work, the next one would work.
Despite all of her doctor's efforts, none improved the subclinical activity.
Can I get a hug?
At the age of 2, Gwenny was developmentally stuck at a 4-month-old level. Alex then decided to take his daughter's health into his own hands and read everything he could find about epilepsy.
I was looking to understand what was happening to my daughter. I was looking to see if there was something that hadn't been thought of or had been ignored because of some other factor. And along that journey, I came across cannabis.
Ah, cannabis. It's a hot topic right now in the health community, with tons of people like Alex coming forth with their success stories.
So to begin with, we had to get a prescription because I was very committed to doing things in a as legal manner as possible. I really wanted to be able to have her doctors, her neurologists follow her progress.
But admittedly, they didn't know enough about the use of cannabis as treatment.
If nothing else is working and this might work, it's like, let's try it.
Only one of Gwenny's doctors agreed to write the prescription based off the trust and faith that he had in Alex and his thorough research. But there was one problem. At the time, you could only legally purchase cannabis in its dry form, meaning you had to smoke it.
I mean, that's an archaic law. The fact that a child would be asked in any way to ingest a medicine in an inhalation smoked vaporized form, it's ridiculous.
Not to mention, specifically trying to dose an inhalation would be pretty hard.
It's a fat-soluble substance, so you can make it into an oil-based extract concentrate.
For Alex, there was a lot of trial and error.
It was difficult to navigate, and at first it was illegal to make it into the oil, to administer it and dose it and titrate it to her.
Since then, the Supreme Court of Canada has ruled to change the marijuana medical access regulations to remove the word dried from its definition of marijuana, allowing to take it in different forms.
So last January, she'd been on cannabis oil for 5 weeks, and we didn't see a seizure for 5 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, no seizures, and then we went for an EEG and it showed no epileptic activity. I was like, wow, like this is the first thing that actually helped her.
A great moment for the Repetskis. Gwenny was starting to show signs of improvement.
She was happier, she was becoming ticklish.
They went to go see her doctor and discuss her latest EEG.
They couldn't believe it, that there was no epileptic activity on the EEG. So I gave the doctor a hug.
She's made huge strides in just a year.
Is he yummy? The fact that we're not scared that she's constantly having a seizure has been amazing for us, because whereas I would be, and my wife would be up all night watching the monitor or sleeping in her bed or having her in our bed, just waiting for that seizure, we don't have to do that anymore. Her brother Damien is now experiencing somewhat of a normal sibling relationship.
Alex knows this is in no way a cure for her, and she still has many challenges to face, but the bottom line is she's been seizure-free for over a year, and her quality of life has increased.
She's having fun, and she's developing, and her quality of life has improved incredibly dramatically, which improves everyone in the family's quality of life. What's needed is research and education, and for us to have an open dialogue about cannabis, cannabis oil, what it's doing, how it's working, so that doctors can become comfortable with the fact that this is another option for them.
Cannabis oil has been reported to have helped many people with many different disease states. But let's keep in mind, it's not some magic elixir, and like Alex said, lots of research still needs to be done.
Well, thank you.
From being on 9 medications to eventually just 1, Gwenny continues to grow and develop.
So I hope that her trajectory just keeps going and that she keeps improving.
After going through the legal system, the healthcare system, and then his own system, Alex feels encouraged.
So, I mean, there is a shift, and there is a realization that, you know, this is something that deserves to be looked at more.
For CE News, I'm Raji Kabli.